For more than 30 years, I believed these three major common lies about happiness that never really allowed me to feel truly happy, and they made me desperately look for happiness in all the wrong places. And in my search for happiness, the more I looked for happiness, the unhappier I got. It became like the happiness was kind of out of reach for me, and I felt like I was never gonna be happy again. It wasn't until I let go of these lies that I started to feel a deeper, more lasting sense of happiness within me. And honestly, letting go of these lies has been one of the most freeing experiences of my life. And by sharing them with you, I'm really hoping that I can help you feel the same way. As I explain these lies, I'm sure you are going to relate to all of them, or at least, if not all of them, one or two of them. The very first lie that I believed about happiness was I have to have a reason to be happy. For a long time, I believed that happiness had to come with a reason behind it. I believed if I wanted my happiness to be real, then I had to have some sort of accomplishment behind my happiness. That accomplishment could be a promotion in my job, getting a new job, finding a new relationship partner, or similar things, either for me or for the people that were kind of related to me, people that were close to me. At the time, I didn't realize that the only part of me that needed a reason to be happy was my ego self. When I was a child, I'm sure I didn't need a reason to be happy. I could easily laugh and be playful because my ego wasn't fully formed yet at the time. So happiness was kind of natural to me. It came to me very naturally. If you look at children, you see that they can be happy for no reason. Or for something so little that to us it seems so boring, but they kind of laugh and laugh and laugh about it. But gradually, the people around me and the society in general taught me a different lesson, and that lesson was I don't deserve to be happy for no reason. So, as soon as I was happy for no reason, I kind of started feeling guilty. And if I insisted on being happy for no reason, I was even sometimes called names or threatened to go to hell for being happy and playful for no reason. So this lie kind of started to form a habit within me, and that habit was that I had to always be worried and anxious about the things that I hadn't achieved yet or I didn't have yet, and then try hard to have them or achieve them, and then I was allowed to be happy, and then I could be happy. So I had that reason, that accomplishment behind my happiness. So anxiety and worry became my state of being instead of happiness. Happiness depends on my circumstances. Another lie that I believed for a long time was that my happiness was completely dependent on my circumstances, the situation that I was living in. So I was always waiting for the right circumstances, then I could be happy. I thought if I get the right job, find the right partner, or become successful, then I could be happy. But then I learned it the hard way through experience. After trying so hard to get the circumstances right, then I realized that my happiness doesn't depend on circumstances. Circumstances can for sure influence our emotions and the way we feel, but they can't take away our ability to be happy. And no matter how hard we try, we can never get those circumstances right anyway. We can never get the perfect circumstances and then we can become happy. I have been in a situation where my circumstances seemed almost perfect. Like I had a loving partner, I had a well-paying job, and I had perfect health, but I wasn't happy at the time. So I realized that my happiness doesn't depend on my circumstances, and because if it did, I should have been happy when the circumstances were kind of right. So I learned really the hard way through experience that my happiness doesn't depend on those circumstances, and no matter how hard I try, I can never get them 100% right. After so much trial and error, I realized that happiness is not a reaction to our circumstances. It is an internal state of being that we can tap into even when things aren't going our way, even when our circumstances aren't the way we want them to be. Happiness is not the opposite of the emotions like sadness, anger, resentment that get triggered when we go through life and when we get triggered by life situations, challenging situations. Happiness is something deeper. It is beyond our emotions. And I'm not talking about the kind of happiness that or high that we can get out of like drinking or all sorts of fun that people have. I'm talking about true happiness, the deep and lasting happiness. And I've realized that when I allow myself to feel my emotions fully, whatever they are, and without pushing them away, without indulging in them, I kind of make room for a deeper, more lasting kind of happiness. And I think that's true happiness. That's the happiness that doesn't depend on circumstances or, as I said before, doesn't need a reason. So, happiness, I think, comes from accepting whatever that is present right now in our lives and knowing that our life circumstances and our emotional reactions to them are temporary and are going to go away. They are like ripples on the surface of the ocean. They come and go. All the circumstances, our reactions to them, they come and go. But what it stays is that deep sense of happiness. I have to chase, earn, or achieve happiness. Maybe one of the most hardwired beliefs or lies I believed about happiness was that happiness had to be chased, achieved, or earned. So I thought that happiness was kind of like a reward or something that I would get after I had worked enough, after I had done enough, after I became enough. And the problem with this kind of mindset was that it kept me running and struggling for so many years. And I never felt that I was enough or I had done enough to deserve happiness. I kept telling myself, if I get this, then I'll be happy. This all happened unconsciously. I wasn't deciding. It just happened by default that I thought if I get this thing, then I'll be happy. But then even when I got the thing that I wanted, I was happy or maybe more excited than happy for just a short time, and then that was gone. So I would check off the next goal and I quickly focus on the next one. So I was always running after happiness, and it seemed kind of like completely out of reach. I felt it was close every time I was getting close to achieving a goal, but it was kind of like elusive. So after achieving some of my major goals in life, and experiencing that short-lived excitement that comes after achieving a goal, I realized that happiness is not a destination that we are trying to get to. It's not a reward or a certificate that we get after we have done enough or we have become enough. Happiness is our natural state of being that we can experience right now and right here, no matter where we are in life. It doesn't need any reason or any right circumstances. We don't have to wait for it. And all our effort to find happiness, to look for happiness, to chase happiness, actually interferes with the natural flow of happiness, and with that we kind of like block it. When we discover these lies and we start letting go of these lies, then we realize that we don't need anyone's or anything's permission to be happy. We just simply need to allow ourselves to feel that happiness that comes naturally to us. So you don't have to wait for happiness. It's already within you. Just stop blocking it. Until next time.